Welcome to Paul's Kitchen. This is Chef Paul. Facing you is the ever lovely Chef Amy and Chef Alex.
Hi.
And of course, you know me as Chef Paul. Today we're making some homemade Big Mac tacos. We've got the Big Mac sauce. We got everything. Amy's probably not going to do the whole thing right now because she works grave shift. She just woke up. This is breakfast. And Big Macs really aren't breakfast food. No. But Amy's been dying to see how this is. So Amy, please take a bite and let's see what you think.
Good.
What do you think of the sauce?
Well, I didn't really get any in that bite.
Well, you can tell Amy really likes it. So please hit the like, share, subscribe button. We hope you enjoy it, and we'll talk to you later. Chef Paul. With me today is Chef Alex.
Hello.
Today we're going to be making Big Mac tacos. You ever hear of such a thing? Sounds weird to me too, but you know what? This is going to be really, really good. It's going to be tasty. It's going to be delicious. And better yet, we're not adding sugar, and it's going to taste amazing because it's going to be a lot better. And because if you make it homemade, it's always going to be better. So, as with any sauce you make, you're probably always going to need some mayonnaise. Now, people are always going to complain, it's like, well, you have to get, correct measurements, and it has to be this and that. You know what? Forget trying to make perfect measurements. You're not going to. What you want to do is once you start getting the sauce in, you really want to make sure that you're getting your spoon in and start tasting, because with stuff like this you need to make sure that you're tasting things to make sure that it's actually what it should be,
In case you need to add more stuff to it.
You always want to make sure that before you start cooking, before you start deciding that everything's done, that you've tasted it and it's right. Now I know I have apple cider vinegar here somewhere.
Yeah, I think I just saw it, actually.
I see vinegar. Oh, wait a minute. Duh. Let's hook it in. I'm legally blind, guys, so I'm going to give me a little break. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Anything that you make sauce-wise should always add a little apple cider. It's not that it's going to make it taste better. It's not. But if there's a lot of sugar that's resonating within the ingredients in your sauce, it will help negate the sugar. And it also has a lot of health benefits too. So, add a little bit of that in. So we're going to use some sweet green relish. Now, if you can't find this, because apparently if you're not in the States, you can't get this. I found it just fine and we're in Canada, so I don't know what their complaint is. But if you can't find this, you can use some pickles, put it in the food processor. That works just fine. This is not normally a thing that you need to, but it's onion and whiskey barbecue sauce. I'm going to put a little dab in there. Now, some people think that, Big Mac sauce has ketchup.
It doesn't.
It does not.
It gets that yellowish orangish color from the mustard.
Yeah. And then I'm going to add some mustard in here.
Yeah, there's no ketchup in Big Mac sauce.
And I'll give you another little clue too. If you're somebody who thinks that you need to put ketchup in there, you're going to be adding a lot of sugar into it.
Yeah.
And Big Mac sauce isn't sweet. It's tangy, but it's not sweet. You don't need it. If you kind of feel like you want to have some sweetness to it, instead of adding ketchup to it, add a little honey. It's more natural and it's a little better for you. Oh yeah. Then I'm going to add some smoked paprika and onion. Then I'm going to add some garlic powder, not garlic salt. Garlic powder. Then I'm going to put some onion powder. And like I said, when you get this in, start giving it a little bit of a taste test, because what this is going to do for you, if you need to add more or something needs to alter, this is when you do it. Don't wait until you're ready to serve everything. Oh, the sauce is a little too salty for me, or it needed this or it needed that. You had the chance to do it right now, so this is when you do it. Make sure you give everything a really good stir. And give it a little taste. Perfect. You're gonna notice I did not add any salt to this. I did not add any sugar in this. The only thing that might have a little bit of sugar content is this, and that's the barbecue sauce, and it has 12%. Not that big of a deal. I don't think Rose has it, but could be wrong. Okay, 2%.
Not much.
Not a big deal. So, some people, when you watch their videos or you read a recipe, they do the sauce after. Well, I hate to say it, but that's kind of a really bad time to do it, because honestly, when you're making this sauce, when you're making the burgers, when the burgers are done, you want to be ready with your condiments just to throw stuff on. You don't want to be sitting here going forever trying to get that done, and now your burgers are cold. You don't want that. These aren't burgers though, these are tacos. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to start prepping and getting the burgers ready. Actually, before that, I'm probably going to get our condiments ready, because we need some lettuce, we need some onions. So that's only going to take about a minute to do. So we'll get that done, and then we'll get ready with making the tacos. So we'll be back. So we're back. So we got our sauce here. It's been sitting. So what we're doing here is we're taking a piece of pita, and we're going to take a little bit of hamburger. We're going to smear it so that's it's coming out there. I'm probably using more hamburger than I'm probably going to in the rest of them. I'm going to take this over to the stove. It's got a little bit of oil. Not too much, a little bit. It's on 6 and it's been on for a little while. And we're just going to slam this on here. And I'm just going to push this down here like it's a smash burger.
And this isn't going to take very long to brown.
No, not at all. This is going to be really, really quick. Now, this is a Big Mac, so we're making most of them as beef. However, our roommate is not a beef eater. She likes chicken. It's a matter of preference. That's what she likes. So, out of respect to our roommate, we're going to make hers in chicken. So you can totally do this in chicken. If you want to get ground pork, you can do this in ground pork. You can use ground turkey. You can use ground lamb. You can do whatever you want. You make this the way that you're happy with. Terre Haute, if you want to put a little bit of hot peppers in this, be my guest. That's going to work really, really good. So we're seeing how this is cooking here. It's not going to take very long. 2 or 3 minutes. Not very much. For a serving, I'm only going to serve 2 tacos per person. Amy's only going to get 1 because, well, she'll get 2, but she's probably only going to eat 1 right now because, well, she's working grave shift tonight, so this is more going to be breakfast for her, so she's really not going to want hers right now. she'll eat hers much later tonight, so I'm gonna do this part of it, then she can scoop the rest in a to-go thing and she'll eat it later tonight. I'm gonna let this cook out a little bit more here. I'm gonna get this tray here so we can let it cool off just a little bit, because you're gonna be putting this in your hand. You don't want to burn anybody's hand. So this needs to cool for a few moments before it's going out. It's not a hamburger bun where you're just toasting. This is a little bit different. And I'm putting my oven at 6 because that's what my oven needs. But you gotta realize that your stove is gonna be different than mine. Everybody's stove is gonna be different, so don't act like, you know, just because my stove is a certain way that your stove is gonna be identically the same.
Yeah, so just that based on your oven.
Yeah, so pay attention to what you're doing because
You may need a bit more heat, or you might need a bit less.
yeah, because it could, by all means, it could start smoking your kitchen up pretty fast.
Yeah.
Just gonna put a little bit of cheese on here. Don't go crazy. I'm gonna put a cover on this, and we're gonna let this sit for about 2 minutes. This is gonna steam and get the cheese nice and hot. I think when this is done, it's gonna taste really, really good. Serving size in this, guys, I'm gonna say strictly 2 tacos per person. That's what a Big Mac basically is. You get 2 patties, or two patties, and basically 2 buns.
Yeah.
The biggest difference on this is it's going to be a little different because you're not going to get the same carb count depending on what kind of wrap you're using. And again, like, use extra lean meat and you're actually going to get a higher quality meat than you would at McDonald's. McDonald's probably does use real meat. I know we like to joke and say they don't, but we all know the reality is they probably do use real meat. It's just not exactly the best quality is what you're going to get. You could get better quality, but with McDonald's, they're not going to give it to you. Why? Because they're trying to make money. It is what it is. Okay, so I'm happy with that result here. So I'm going to add a little bit more here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go out and you're just going to keep on making them just like this. One thing here. You're going to push down on this really hard. Some people say, you know, add some salt and pepper. I don't think you really need it, to be perfectly honest with you.
You really don't.
You take this down. So I'm going to make a bunch of these, and when I get enough for Alex, me, and Amy, and then we'll start checking with her, then we'll be back and we'll continue from there. So please stay tuned. Welcome back. So we're done. So, well, we're not done yet, but so we've done this in 2 different ways. These are made with chicken, ground chicken, and this is ground beef. Now, we're finding it wasn't sticking as much as we thought it would. We've come to realization now it's probably for the best that we make this again We're going to make it with, we're going to start making it and making thin patties. You live, you learn. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get some lettuce. And we're going to cut that like very thinly. Just going to put them on like this. And this is a really good lesson for everybody because honestly, when you're making a meal for a bunch of people, you're going to find not everybody is going to like everything.
Yeah.
Some people just are not going to like something. Sometimes it's cultural, sometimes it's just because they didn't grow up with it. So it's always good to try to explore other things, other ways to make something, so you can try to be a little bit more diverse. You're not going to be able to please everybody. That's just the way it is.
Sometimes it's also a dietary thing where some people just can't eat certain foods.
Absolutely. Right after my heart attack, beef was just not going to be a thing I was going to eat. It's not because I don't like it. I really do like it. But because of my heart attack, it was just something that I just wasn't going to be able to handle. It is what it is. Unfortunately, I'm a lot better now, but I certainly don't eat, I don't exclusively just eat beef now either. I ate a very large variety of different things. So this is our Big Mac sauce. I'm going to give a nice little helping of it.
And Big Mac sauce looks like it's pretty easy to make.
Big Mac sauce is super easy to make. And don't be intimidated when people tell you that it has to have this and it has to have that. That's so full of crap, it's not even funny. It doesn't. It has to have what you want, not what everybody else wants.
I wouldn't add ketchup, but if you want to add ketchup, I guess go for it.
You can. It's not going to kill anything if you do. It's not the correct way to do it, but it's something you definitely can do. But just keep in mind, if you're going to do ketchup, you are going to be adding a lot of sugar to it, and that's just not what you really want at the end of the day. If you're trying to watch your weight, if you have dietary restrictions, please don't add ketchup. If you're really, really watching it, I wouldn't even add the barbecue sauce like I did. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's my Big Mac taco. I hope you guys like it. If you tried this, if you thought of another idea, let us know. We'd really love to hear from you. So please hit the like, share, subscribe button. We really appreciate it. You guys have a great day.